The Japanese say that the soul of a house is not found in its walls or its roof, but in the void it contains. As Kakuzo Okakura once wrote, "The void is absolutely powerful because it can contain everything." It is the space that allows us to breathe, move, think, and simply live. This idea became the starting point for this house. From the very beginning, the architect wanted its center to be not an object, but an open and meaningful void. This is also the architect's own home. After years of designing houses for other people, he was faced with a more personal question. How could he create a home that truly reflected the way he wanted to live? The budget was limited, so every decision had to be simple and purposeful. But more than financial constraints, the house was shaped by his long journey toward Zen, Dharma, and his deep connection with Japanese culture. From the outside, the house looks like a simple box, quiet, closed, and almost like a stone within the urban landscape. But once you cross the threshold, the character of the house changes completely. What first appears hermetic is actually protecting something delicate, a stone garden at its center. Inspired by the gardens of Kyoto, the gray gravel and carefully placed stones are not meant to represent anything specific. They are there to create a feeling of stillness. Two wooden platforms float above the garden, creating places to stop, observe, and simply be. The garden is not decoration. It is the heart of the house, with the spaces arranged around it like satellites around stillness. Even the entrance carries a deeper meaning. Instead of rising into the house, you enter by stepping down. Practically, this allowed the project to work with the existing ground and avoid unnecessary foundation costs. But symbolically, it becomes a gesture of humility, as if leaving a certain pride outside before entering a more contemplative place. On one side of the garden is the double-height kitchen and dining area. On the other is the living room, designed as a quieter place for contemplation, where large stones appear like islands in a calm landscape. There is no covered corridor connecting these spaces. To move from one side to the other, you have to pass through the garden, and when it rains, you may simply have to wait. It is a simple decision, but an important one. The architecture does not try to completely separate life from the outside world. Instead, it allows rain, light, air, and changing weather to remain part of the experience of living. The shoji screens, made from translucent rice paper, create another layer between inside and outside. They do not simply decorate the house, they transform the quality of light. Sunlight passes through softly, allowing shadows to become an important part of the atmosphere. Upstairs, the bedroom is equally restrained. A single circular window frames the foliage of the tree growing in the center of the garden. The house is almost entirely free of large glass openings. Instead, only a few carefully chosen windows reveal what is truly worth seeing: a mountain, a neighboring pine tree, and the tree at the heart of the house. house follows the Japanese appreciation of the imperfect, the incomplete, and the ephemeral. It was never designed to impress through size or complexity. Instead, it is built around a few essential things: stone, wood, light, shadow, and empty space. And perhaps that is the true strength of this home, not in what it adds, but in what it leaves open for life to happen.